everyone. We're gonna start today by saying we are the most unruly guests on the stream that has ever happened.
No adults on stream today.
No adults.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, first off, thank you, Bjorn, for being here. Thank you to mods that are here also: Don, Gid, Merv, Shiroku, and Suggestive. I really hope I didn't miss anyone because this chat sometimes doesn't show everyone that's here. All right, guys. So, just a quick preview of what we're going through today. There's a few news and announcements. We're going to go through a Q&A together. And we're going to show some work in progress of some things I'm sure you're super interested in. We're going to discuss about it. We might butt heads a little bit. We'll see. And of course, finishing with a nice from the web.
My favorite part.
First things, news and announcement. I'm going to go really, really quick on this. We don't have a lot of things. We had an awesome PS4 Japan launch. So we want to welcome every new player from Japan. Freaking awesome. Welcome, guys. There's a lot of you. Second announcement, Dead by Daylight forums should be actually up and running, hopefully, before the start of June. So we will keep you posted on that one. So last thing is next week we are going to present you a little bit the new stream schedule, the new stream setup, how we're going to show you things from now on. I think it's really interesting. We got a lot of feedback.
This is for the 100th, right?
Yeah, for the 100th episode next week. And we also have a special guest I'm sure you're going to be super happy to see.
I'm excited. I don't even know.
Wow.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I know. All right. So I hope you're all good. We're going to start with the Q&A.
Yes.
And we have the experts in all design questions and
You're damn right about that.
programmation questions. So I'm going to start really quickly. Mercury is asking, the Hillbilly and Cannibal chainsaw have a cooldown. Shouldn't this function as a pure cooldown for the chainsaw and not for all actions? They can't break pallet, check lockers, or interact with things, just like the Nightmare, who was unable to do anything for 3 seconds when sleeping someone. Any change coming for that?
Absolutely. When is always a question, but it's definitely an intention that we would like to go forward with and continue to do. I think it's more than relevant to be able to attack during these attack cooldowns. The whole point of the attack cooldown is so that you can't immediately hit again. You have perks to modify that. So doing other actions such as picking up a survivor, checking a locker, or even vaulting a window perhaps while you're blade wiping has been something that's been asked for from the community and something that we definitely want to go towards, I believe.
So
yes.
that's a yes.
Yes.
All right. Doc October is asking, since you answered a question about a bug dead hard last week, I'm trying my luck on this one. Are you aware that the Chili add-on for the Cannibal and potentially also the Marks add-on are not working at all?
You know, Louis is a fantastic person to talk about the Marks add-ons.
The Marks?
The Marks and the, what was it? Sorry?
Chili.
The Chili.
The
Chili
Chili, I know,
add-on.
but
Yes.
because of Marks.
Go for the Chili first.
Okay, so the Chilies are a weird one. The Cannibal has these Chili add-ons that increase his acceleration while he's doing a chainsaw attack. And there are a couple of problems here. The number one problem is that the description for the add-on is not terribly clear about what it does. It doesn't make you go faster, it lets you reach your maximum speed faster. And that's a pretty subtle effect. And the description doesn't really tell you, and you'd only probably really feel it if you try to pull some fancy maneuvers while you're chainsawing, like going full speed in one direction, then turning around and going full speed in the other direction. So yeah, probably, we don't know when we're going to go back on these kinds of add-ons, but it's something that's been on our list for a long time. Like, this is something that's just, even though we don't think it's bugged, we know that it's not terribly exciting. It doesn't do what people would like it to do.
Because as a player, you don't really see the difference.
Right.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll be more than happy to look at these things, you know, and You don't have to keep explaining.
Yes.
And it does do something, but only if you use it in certain ways.
I've given that speech a few times.
It's true. Yeah. So I'm happy that you were able to do it on stream. Thank you, Louis.
No problem.
All right.
End of October.
So, well, that question is actually for me. Theresa is asking, what's the point of the command give props at the end of the game?
Oh.
Right now it seems to do nothing. Well, we're bringing back the props of the weeks. And basically we want to maybe try, like, I don't want to promise anything, but try to do some kind of activity or rewards around that. Either it's in game or at the end of the year, whoever has the most prop, get something. We don't know yet, but of course we want to use them. That's for sure.
Very cool. Yeah.
Sick answer, bro.
Yeah.
Saw here first.
Bjorn is like face palming.
Yeah.
All right.
You got to take advantage,
Umbra is asking, if you're planning on releasing 4 killers a year, will there be additional plans between cycle to update less viable killers?
This is something that we definitely want to do. This will be in the balance patches, in theory, in between releases.
Yeah, for those who didn't see the wonderful roadmap presentation,
yep.
In between the chapter releases, we have mid-chapter updates planned with bug fixes and balance updates.
So yeah, so that's about 6 weeks after the chapter release, and there's also going to be PTBs on those balance patches. So that means any change that's happening, you're going to be able to try it.
Absolutely, and hopefully we can talk about it a little bit before as well, so I can get some feedback on whether or not this is something that you guys are looking for, and something that you guys might enjoy, which are important to us, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, is there any specific or teaser you can provide about where your team is focusing for reworks and balance updates? Palette animation change and the hatch standoff have been a huge hit with the community, which is freaking amazing because showing work in progress is also opening a lot of discussion with the community. And this is also why we're sitting here again this week to show you other work in progress we're doing.
Also kind of terrifying.
Oh, yeah.
So,
but it's so great because it starts a conversation, and we can actually test out if these are things that are interesting. So more to come.
All right.
Soon.
Mishi, hi Mishi, is asking, when will the hag be able to see our phantasm again?
This should be addressed in the next patch. I would say the June patch.
The June
June
patch.
build, rather.
So it's a bug fix because it wasn't intended
It's
as
a bug fix.
Yeah, okay. It was not a design change.
No.
Gizmo is asking, why do killer footsteps make these low booming noises? Has it always been there, or could we just not hear it before?
Well, I don't know if you wanted to answer this question. You have your theories as well.
Well, I mean, I don't know specifically for this case, but we recently did a big pass on the audio to address a lot of the complaints we gotten about things that happened to the audio levels. I suspect that killer footsteps are one of the sounds that were brought up, and you're now hearing them in all their glory.
Yeah. I know for a fact that when we increase the survivor footsteps, that we increase the killer footsteps as well. We are looking at Myers and Wraith and Freddy and how they've been affected, of course, as this will make it a little easier to be detected from the survivor side.
The Wraith needs delicate little steps.
Yeah, we can go back to like the run that he used to have with his arms back.
Oh, I'd love that.
Oh, everyone dreams. Everyone can dream.
All right. We have a technical question from Wolf here asking to explain how the auto-aim works in the game again.
Ooh, this is a question that
Because
comes a lot.
there's a lot of different ways to see it, and there's a myth going on that the killer have a easy auto-aim. So can you clarify for us?
Yeah, sure. So I'm not the world's foremost expert on the Dead by Daylight attack. I'm number 2. Our friend Sneaky, who has done all kinds of wonderful work, is the mastermind. But so sneaky he doesn't even show up on stream.
He did the pallets last time too.
It's
just
true. He was also responsible for the pallets. Okay, so for the attack, the way that it works is we're not detecting the position of the killer's weapon. We found that didn't really work very well.
So it's not following while we swing?
No.
Okay.
What happens is that there's an attack zone in front of the killer. It's attached to your front. So when you move, the zone moves. And if your attack zone is active, i.e. your weapon is in the air, you're pressing your mouse button, your man is moving fast, your attack zone becomes active. And thank you. If it overlaps with the survivor's hitbox, we say, great, you're hitting that guy.
Oh, it's
And that's when the game starts moving you towards the survivor, so that it's going to look like your hit is going to snap and hit them nicely. It was worse at the beginning of the game, I thought. Yeah. The margins weren't so good. Sometimes you could connect with the very edge of your hitbox, and then the game would rotate you very noticeably to make your hit look good. And it would feel like auto-aim because it didn't happen instantly. It would move you until you were in a good position to hit the person. We've done a bit of revision on this kind of thing.
Absolutely.
So usually it feels a bit better now. You don't have those hits that feel like they take control of your character, but the same mechanics are still going. We register the hit, and then we move the characters to make the hit look good.
Yeah, so like we basically place a zone, just to recap, for 0.3 seconds, I'm gonna go through numbers. 0.3 seconds, we search. If we find a target and we still have a target at the end of the 0.3 seconds, we apply damage. To make it look nice, we snap towards the target, which is what makes it look like auto-aim, but that happens after the damage is applied, which is why it looks like there's a lot of delayed hits. This is also what results in you looking like you get hit on other sides of windows.
Or when, for example, you have two survivors, one injured and one uninjured, and it goes straight to the injured one. Is that caused by that?
That I'm not sure about.
That's an interesting, I wonder how that prioritizes for that.
Yeah, because sometimes your goal is not necessarily to hit that second person right away, and then you're kind of clipped to it. Right?
I have sometimes felt like it's hard to hit exactly the survivor I was intending to hit. I'm not sure if it has to do with their injured states.
Okay, it feels like it does, but maybe
we can take a look into it.
I'd have to ask Sneaky.
Yeah. And then the last part about that and the hits and the auto-aim is that we actually made it so that every time you swing and you hit somebody, you had to completely finish your swing instead of just stopping in the middle of it. This made it so that it played the full 0.3 seconds and not just consuming the damage as soon as you find a target.
All right. Okay, thanks. Thanks for that. Do you think Trapper could ever get a buff where disarming his traps require a skill check, and if they fail, then they get stuck in a trap, since disarming traps is a skillful action, like fixing gens and healing, and according to the loading screen tip. So
this has been something that I've definitely considered. There's been plenty of people on the team that have suggested this, including like Walker himself.
Yep.
It's like, why don't the traps injure you when you fail the skill check? And I'm like, yeah, it's something that we can do. You had something to say about it as well, in particular.
Well, I mean, I think Trappy Boy deserves a few buffs.
Oh yes.
Something that I was thinking about was how the time efficiency for setting traps is not very good right now.
Oh yeah.
Partly because it takes a long time to set a trap, but not only that, I think the major culprit is actually how fast it is to disarm a trap. Since it's so fast for a survivor to do it, the trapper doesn't gain much time by setting traps in places because the survivors can go and poke them pretty quickly. I personally think maybe an increase in the base amount of time to disarm would be interesting. Plus, we've got all kinds of cool add-on ideas.
Oh, yeah.
We don't know when the add-on passes are going to happen, but we've definitely cooked up a lot of interesting ones for Trapper especially, because he was our first killer, and we didn't have a lot of experience with the game as it's played these days back then. So the add-ons came from a different mentality of design. And are focused on a lot of things that we are not so concerned about on add-ons anymore, and probably he would have a much different add-on set were we making him today.
It's very true. There's another question later that we'll get to in regards to add-ons.
Skill checks or add-ons?
Add-ons.
You want the add-on one? All right.
Let's go for that.
Hercom is asking, why do the killer have a lot of very rare and ultra-rare add-ons, which comes with massive downsides, while the survivor counterparts, for the most part, provide massive bonuses? Or at best, a very small downside in exchange. Are we considering doing something about this?
This is something that we're definitely considering doing something about. We're going to look at the add-ons in general for all killers, as well as perks and different components of the game. It's going to take some time to look at the different components, of course, depending on priorities. Right now, we're looking at the palette, the hatch, and several other things that we'll get to, of course. But these things are definitely part of our list as well, as these are important aspects. When it comes down to the very rare and ultra rare add-ons with massive downsides, this was a early attempt when we were making these add-ons to balance them, to make sure that they just weren't too imposing for the survivors. If you look at the timeline and when they came out, most of the ultra rare add-ons that have these massive downsides came out after the game was released. And I believe, at least for the brand new part, and what's the other ultra rare that the survivors have? I'm
The
lacking.
bulb?
The bulb.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bulb had a pretty big downside though, didn't it?
It
Consumption, I
increased
guess?
consumption, right?
Yeah. Anyways, these are things that came out a little bit earlier and are things that we definitely need to take a look at overall to balance the game because there is some discrepancies.
Some killers don't even have ultra rares.
Some killers don't even have ultra rares.
Ultra rares for Trapper and Billy. Hashtag. I don't know.
That was the segue from earlier. I wanted to bring that
okay.
in. It was because we had an idea for one of the Trapper traps. Do you want to just tease an idea, work in progress?
It's so
not
mean
true?
because we have no idea when or if this would
That's
happen.
fine.
But
I like the idea
thank
to
you.
be the conversation.
Just
Fair
earlier
enough.
we were
Thank
talking
you.
about wouldn't it be cool if, and that's such a dangerous sentence because anyway, wouldn't it be cool if Trapper had an add-on that every 20 seconds would activate one of his traps, similar to how the Doctor every 20 seconds has that add-on that creates a phantasmal palette.
I think it's really cool.
It would just open them
Yeah.
Yeah.
from like wherever they
it
are
happens
on
to
the
be,
ground.
it picks one and just opens it.
That's actually really awesome.
That was my suggestion for an ultra rare trap.
So we have tons of ideas. We just need to, get around to addressing everything. And
Ideas aren't
You're
the
gonna have to
problem. We're
watch your
pretty rich in
steps.
Not a
ideas.
problem. Yeah.
All right. This last question, then we're gonna go to the things I know most of you are here
Oh
for.
yeah.
Everyone knows that skill checks are extremely easy and no challenge anymore, even for low ranks. Is there any chances that will be reworked? For example, the skill check pointer could move randomly, counterclockwise, or not always in the same direction. Maybe bring back the 3 o'clock skill check too.
Yeah, actually, I was thinking about bringing back the 3 o'clock skill check.
Yeah.
In general, I mean, like, you couldn't hit that. It just was almost there were some cases where I don't know if people were able to hit it, with lag or whatever the case may be, or even just naturally. So I don't know if we'd go back to that.
I don't even know if it's fair to say everybody knows that skill checks pose no challenge for anybody.
No, that's true too. At least, I don't know. Anyways.
And also then, you have a lot of perks that are changing things.
That's true.
And then you have Doctor that has really mean skill check builds.
Yeah.
So
I mean, skill check difficulty is not exactly the hill I want to die on. I know that most people who play the game a lot have no trouble with it. I just, when someone says everybody knows, I'm like, are you sure? But anyway.
So yes, this is something that we are going to look at and potentially address depending on how, what kind of information we get regarding these things. But it does seem like they are a little bit on the easier side at the moment, for some, not necessarily.
and also because the community in general grow with like a lot of experience, so they're more experienced in general, so it's easier, of course. But for a new player, it's still a struggle.
I know players who do generator with one hand and they're reading the forums with the other hand.
Oh man,
Some people hit all their ruin skill checks.
There you go.
that's also true.
All right. This question here is gonna introduce a little show and tell on the work in progress.
Ooh.
Question by Dead by DS.
Ooh.
Can we have any official information on when the rework on DS, Hatch, and pallets be released? Well, there's going to be a lot of things in the PTB. The DS is not planned to be on the PTB.
I don't
Correct me
believe
if
so,
I'm
but
wrong,
yeah.
because we still have a lot of work on this one.
Yeah.
But we're going to show you right now some work in progress.
Absolutely. Well, let's hold on a second on that. Well, I mean, I guess you could show the screen if you'd like. I'm going to start talking about our first change, or our first idea for the change. Bjorn, if you wouldn't mind, of course, this is all a work in progress, so I would like to see the lovely banner. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. All right, so first thing is Bloodlust. We're not going to show you anything in game. It's just to keep you guys entertained, of course. So Bloodlust itself, at the moment, we are changing the timing at which you're going to be getting it, and the speed increases that you are achieving during these time periods. Now, you might ask why. Why are we doing these changes?
Why are we doing that?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked, Louis.
Thank you.
Well, we're doing these changes because right now there seems to be a misconception as to how Bloodlust should be effective in Dead by Daylight, where a lot of people believe that Bloodlust 3 is supposed to achieve hits on any window, and basically break down any infinite, right?
Okay.
Or any pallet. Even if a pallet is completely safe, you can Bloodlust 3 and you can get to the guy.
Right.
This leads to people being very inefficient with their time, as it leads to chases that are upwards of 45 seconds for one hit, which is usually very detrimental to the killers, which I believe, and I might be wrong, this is just testing it out, that players might be basically enticed to use it in the wrong way, and they're hurting themselves to a certain extent.
Yeah.
I would like to explore an idea of having a lower speed and lower speed increments, but at a quicker rate.
Right.
To see if players can use it in a different way. So the different way that you'd be using it is at longer chases that are not broken, that are not, I guess, delayed from increasing. They should be ended a little quicker.
So in other words, it's gonna change the pace of the chase a bit more, but it's not going to be the dramatic change that it currently is.
Is it going to change perks that are related to it also? Like to the timer?
I think we only have one. That's
it would be
Beast of Prey.
Yeah.
I guess this is an indirect Beast of Prey buff.
This is an indirect Beast of Prey buff as well.
Fair enough.
I was
Can
also
we have
looking
it on an activate?
to potentially put it on an activate as well.
That would be better.
Which is definitely something that's been asked for quite often. So this is something that we'd like to do.
All right.
So just to say something about the Bloodlust, I would love to get feedback on all of these ideas, of course. These are works in progress, as I mentioned. And Bloodlust would be in the PTB to test out for you as well. So look for it when it comes out.
It comes out also with the palette changes, the line of sight and new loops, and also the palette vacuum changes, right?
Absolutely. And
all of it is going to be on the PTB, so you guys are going to be able to use to try it out and tell us what's up.
Exactly. So now I'd like to go into a more controversial change, perhaps, or perhaps the stream title, Decisive Strike. So as you see, Myers is picking up our boy here. We're going to get a gigantic skill check, which I wanted to warn you for.
Oh my god, I missed it.
But you did it on purpose.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Of course. So,
totally on purpose.
What was that skill check?
What was that, right?
Honestly.
Horvath. Hey guys. That was a crazy skill check. So the idea is, well, first of all, can we hit it? I want to hit it here.
Well,
we're going to show it again. It's a giant skill check. This
can
is
you not hit it?
There we go.
That's the question I'm asking.
You can let it go by.
Yeah, but I mean, with that skill check, like, is there a way that you're not gonna hit it if you want to, because it's like so large?
That is not the decision. Right?
Okay.
Your decision actually is when do you want to use Decisive Strike, and this is what I wanted to basically try to figure out and see how players explore the change that we've done to Decisive Strike. At the moment,
can anybody notice what the change was?
Yeah, there is something different, and
it's not actually about the skill check.
It's not about the skill check. It's actually related to the portrait. If you look at the portrait in the bottom left, he is now not able to be healed to full. This is not no mither. This is just the component of not being able to heal to full.
So you don't have all the positive side of no mither.
No, you don't have.
So you're still bleeding.
Quieter, you're still bleeding. You have all the other components.
You don't recover fast.
Of injured.
There's nothing.
No. There's nothing. You just can't heal back to full.
You can't go back to full.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, this might not be enough, right? Decisive Strike can still be used at the very end of the game, potentially for an escape. The idea of making the giant skill check zone was to see if it would be as frustrating to killers as it was prior to its use, to its change.
So you're telling me also that everybody is going to have the DS like the Obsession? Like if there's 4 people running it,
everyone
they all have
the
that huge skill check and choose whenever they want to try it, use it.
Now, mind you, yes, please.
So, yeah. So the things that are in progress here are the very large skill check is essentially a stand-in for a button.
Yes.
Oh,
so I think that's what we were trying to get at was a very large skill check is basically just hit it or choose not to hit it. So in other words, it's like a button activation, but we don't have that ready at the moment. So it's like is it something that needs to have the skill check component? And then the other thing was, do we really want to have different behavior for obsession and non-obsession? So I've heard players come to me and say, oh, the non-obsession Decisive Strike is even more oppressive because of how much time is wasted for a carry that then gets interrupted. So we're looking at that. So like right now we're testing a version where essentially you can activate it whenever you want. That's what the skill check represents, or rather, you don't have to hit a very hard skill check to get it, and the obsession, non-obsession are similar, and it leaves you broken. So that's what's currently being tested.
Yeah.
And so if you're running DS with Adrenaline or Self-Care now, it's
so
kind
great.
of a nerf to those 2 perks too.
A bit
If
of
you
a-
want to.
A bit of a non-bow, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could use Self-Care earlier, right?
Yeah.
If you save Decisive Strike for the end of the game, hopefully for that last hurrah, right? Assuming that you get there, of course.
So I get a lot of feedback about the frustration of DS. So you're telling me right now, like in that new system, people are going to keep it for the late game. It's even like it might be even more frustrating.
It might be stronger than what it currently is. This is something that we need to address, and obviously not the direction that we want to go when we do this. We'd like to go in more of a direction of how we worked borrowed time, interception, and how it's being used today to a certain extent, right? We are not looking to make Decisive Strike stronger in that regard. These are simply tests.
Yeah, we're testing it. This is not even going to be in the next PTB. It's just something we're working on right now, and we want to show you, right? So we can discuss about it.
Yeah. So we do have something else to show. I don't know if you wanted to finish that first.
Where am I? Oh.
Well, he's got the hatch open though, right?
Oh yeah, the hat.
You don't want to do another gen because otherwise, we wanted to show the hatch close mechanic as well. And by the way, I would love to hear your feedback. This is not going in. I would love to hear your feedback and to understand what else we can do with Decisive Strike. There has been ideas. The more generators that are completed, the smaller the skill check zone, to a point where it gets very hard to hit it. Maybe it's not based off of generators, but off of survivors remaining. There's ideas to be had.
So what just happened right there?
Okay, so here's, I'm gonna go run over.
You did, because you're only one survivor.
Yeah.
That's right, so we can't reopen the hatch.
Yeah, we can. Oh, it's true.
You need to have another, it's okay. So would you mind showing the lovely hatch close mechanic? You got Myers over here. Once the hatch is now opened, we have the ability to close the hatch. Can you show Mr. Myers here in his glory?
All right.
And Andre, if you can slam that hatch.
Holy heck.
Timing. Such timing. Yes. So what's interesting about this is this is the hatch close mechanic. It's very simple at the moment. The idea is that if the killer finds it first, they can close the hatch. If the survivor finds it first, they can get in the hatch. If the killer and the survivor get there at the same time, the killer can close the hatch.
But what do I do if I'm stuck and the hatch is closed?
Well, okay, at this point in the game, he can go and open up the exits because the generators are done, right? What you can do if there are generators remaining is you can try to complete a generator and it will reopen the hatch, giving you a moment of respite. This may not be enough.
So if you complete one generator,
yes,
and the killer is right next to the hatch and just close it back, you have to finish up all the generators.
Exactly. Now,
by yourself.
Yes. Now there's certain ideas that are floating around. Maybe you get a ridiculous speed boost to completing generators at this point, as it's basically a game of trying to complete the generators and get to the hatch and try to get out or get to those exit gates. These are ideas that we're thinking about at the moment, which is why the hatch gameplay probably won't come out in June and would come out at a later time, but it would be in the PTB coming up to get more feedback from you guys to know if this is still frustrating at this point in the end game. We want to know if you guys will be down to try to escape, and if it's too overwhelming, we'd love to know before we do something like this.
Can we show the really fast generator completion?
He already did.
Unfortunately, I forgot that I was going to pop all the generators when I did the last generator.
Yeah,
so.
But you couldn't have done it anyways because you're only one survivor in the game.
Yeah.
So, and there's one more thing.
Okay, I just got to make sure that okay, good.
Guys,
there's stuff in the tally I don't want to show.
Yeah, I just want to answer a lot of people giving feedback as it's already in the game. It is not already in the game. This is a work in progress. This is design, exchanging ideas, trying to figure out a way to, to fix an issue in the game.
Yeah.
Right? The end game, the hatch play.
The end game stalemate, which is basically two people staring at each other and no one wanting to do a move because as soon as one commits to a move, the other can immediately cancel them out. The window of opportunity is quite large, so you can get punished really quickly.
They're asking how you can see the hatch aura.
Oh, we cheated.
I have special powers.
Yeah, we cheated.
Yeah.
We also have two other sneaky changes. Do you mind if I show them? People know about them. Nobody knew that we were going to show them.
I do not mind if you want to show them.
I'd like to show two more things.
That's
in the game.
In the game.
What's in the game?
You don't have Dead Hard.
Oh, I didn't get that.
That's okay. Maybe another time.
Hey, maybe you guys can talk about other stuff, and I'll try to get back into a match.
That's
That
fine.
would be awesome.
Yeah, okay. So we're gonna do a little thing here,
You-
and then
You know what we can do? We can go and have the from the web just show the images while McLean just restarts the game, and we show a little bit more. That was not planned, but it's
Yeah.
okay because I'm sure you guys are gonna
absolutely
love it.
Mhm.
So in the meantime,
Oh,
are you?
and I would love to hear feedback on
Alright.
this stuff. Okay.
All right. This is from Box Thief that painted his PC case, actually.
Well, that's super cool.
Looks really amazing. So, yeah, good job. I'm.
That's awesome.
This one is pretty cool. Also, it's a very
So stylish.
stylish
Yeah.
killers. I think Doctor is my favorite on this one.
I gotta go with Myers.
I was gonna go with Freddy, but like, it's too perfect.
Sorry. This is a cosplay.
Oh, she's awesome.
Yeah, by Nico Shokaigi. I'm not sure if
That's
I
amazing.
said that
You cannot
all
convince
right.
me that that is not a screenshot from the game.
It is not a screenshot from the game. It is
Wow.
a cosplay.
People said we
And-
updated our engine.
A
It's
We're running
fantastic.
on Real Engine now.
The real engine. We just went straight for it.
another cosplay here. I think she's a German fan. A cosplay,
Awesome.
a Meg cosplay here. Pretty awesome too. I love this one. You come here, man. So, from A Good Night.
That's awesome.
It was really cute. Oh no, I don't have the other. No, I forgot one picture. So someone made like nail art from these little images.
Oh, that's really crazy.
I'll try to figure out. I'll put it in the summary. I'll add it there.
Very cool.
3 original boys together. Really cool art style. Thank you, Maple.
That's really cool.
We have a couple of dolls today, so I love this one.
That's
She
really
has she has a huge face.
Do you just like throw it at people for the lunge? It's like, ah!
So this is from T on Twitter. A Raid fan, obviously, and I love the little small raids.
That's really cool.
A little bit more of the raid. I love the art style on this one,
Mm.
and I can't pronounce the names. I'm
Oh.
sorry, guys.
It looks nice.
Yeah. I tried to go in like with the team with different art style also. So
That's-
really good line work.
Yeah, it's a neat variation on the bone saw.
Mm.
I like it.
No, seriously.
This one a little bit more cartoonish.
We have some amazing fans.
And
Okay.
McLean is
I've almost got this ready.
loading
We're just
in.
loading. Just loading.
So this was not planned, so we are
Yeah.
gonna extend a little bit more the stream, and
are we
I'm
over time?
a-okay with it. No, We're good.
We're doing good.
We're
oh,
good.
Oh, look, I'm in.
We're doing good.
All right. I'm going to have to try to find Andre now.
I like this.
All right. So what are we gonna show there?
We got Dead Hard.
Yeah, we got Dead Hard. So there are some people who have been thinking, why does Dead Hard not have an animation? And we agree with you. So we have made an animation. Bjorn, if you wouldn't mind to play.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Hey, how's it going? That's a little Dwight.
Hello.
You can always, cheat.
Something about this Dwight looks familiar.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Here we go.
I don't know. What do you mean? What do you think?
It must be a shirt.
Okay.
I think it's
So
definitely the shirt.
so
It's
what
a
are
shirt.
we showing right now?
We're gonna show a little Dead Hard animation.
Oh,
Bam.
okay.
Yes. So the idea is that it was not.
I'm really good at Dead Hard.
It was not very readable, because the character would just jerk forward, and this resulted in what
So-
people believed might have been lag
Sometimes
switching.
is it a lag? Did I miss my hit? Was that hard? You
Yeah.
know?
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
I also want to point out that Myers is very slowly approaching me, and there's a reason for that. We adjusted the range that you can pick up survivors.
That's
because
true.
We've heard complaints about vacuum pickups, so this is an attempt.
So right now he's spamming space.
He's spamming space right now to
Here.
see how close.
It's like that. This
Yeah.
is what he's doing.
So
He's pretty close. He's stepping on my feet.
you're saying we are fixing vacuum pallets and vacuum pickup.
I think we are.
Okay. And what about the hooking?
What about the hooking?
Well, the
Well, that's
little,
the next
the little
step.
slide.
The slide to the hook?
The electric slide on the hook.
Do we have anything on this one?
I don't know.
Not yet, but this is something that we'd also like to look into. So, these are the active things that are coming to the PTB. I hope you guys enjoyed we enjoyed this. I think I enjoyed this. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this as well. We'd love to hear your feedback on the several points that we put out today.
We might.
Yeah?
Do you want to look into like making a little feedback, like a few question we can post
Yeah, I think that'd be really cool. Yeah.
on what we showed today? All right, perfect.
Please let us know what you thought.
Let's do it.
Guys,
Thank you, Myers.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
coming
Thank you,
in
Gab.
another week and
thank you.
showing us awesome work in progress there. Just a quick recap of the announcements. Welcome to all the Japanese players on PS4. There's a lot of you. By the beginning of June, we should have Dead by Daylight's dedicated forums, which is awesome. And next week, we're going to present the new stream format and schedule. And we are going to have a special guest for our 100th episode.
Special
thank you,
guest.
guys, and thank you for being here today. And we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Later, guys.
Bye.